Hello, my friends. It's Sherry here, and we are past the holidays. Are we? Well, we're kind of still in it. We're past Christmas. Today is actually Kwanzaa. Hanukkah continues. So, wherever you are in the holiday spirit, I hope you're getting some time just to stop, take a deep breath. Please take that deep breath and think about springtime, gardening. What do you think? And that's what we're talking about today because this is the best time of year. Everything starts to get quiet and we could start thinking about our garden that is only, to actually be getting our fingers outside in the dirt here where I am in Colorado. I'm in zone 6A, which it just keeps changing. We've had the warmest winter, very little moisture, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. That's what we always have to say in the gardening world, right? Or in life in general. Sometimes it is what it is. And so today I thought I would talk about the top 3 things to think about, easy steps to take you towards gardening. If we start in March with some things, then we've got really April or May before we put our fingers in the dirt outside, because I will have my fingers in the dirt inside before then. So, like with many things in life, this idea of you've got to dream it first before it just happens. I believe this so much with my heart and soul. I've spent the last 40 years being an entrepreneur, 25 of those coaching other women entrepreneurs to grow their businesses. And I've always used gardening as a metaphor because I think it's one of the best metaphors that we have. Because when you plant seeds and when you grow things, they grow, but you've got to water them, you've got to nurture them just like you would a business or anything like that. So step 1 is you've got to have the dream. Step 2 is the ingredients to make those dreams come true. And then number 3 is you got to get the calendar out and start planning it. When is it going to happen? Because it's 2025. Who could even believe that we're at that point in time? So time goes fast. It's going fast. And I feel like the older I get, the faster it gets, especially when I'm doing things I love, like gardening. So if you plan right now, I've always told my clients, like, if you wait till January to start planning your goals for the year ahead, it's like jumping on a train that's already moving 30 miles an hour. Like you have a hard time catching up, right? To be able to jump on board. So if you can start now, sometimes sooner in December, but we all know how December goes. It's a crazy month. So much is going on. So now as things start to quiet down, heading towards the new year, it's a really good time to put these elements into place. So number 1 is the dreaming. And what I have here today, I went and gathered many of my gardening books. And I don't know about you, but I don't even know how I collected so many along the way, but I have. And this is just usually the time of year I get to start. I not only that I get to start looking at them, but that I really do look at them, because so many other times during the gardening season, I'm in the game and I don't have time to look at books. So I thought I would share just a few with you today that I have enjoyed over the years, or I've had, and I really want to get to know more. Now, this first one is called The 5-Minute Garden by Titia Makloff, and I apologize if I don't say that correctly, but this one is really a very cool book, and especially for beginning gardeners, because it goes month by month, talking about, like, so for the month of January, what needs to happen in January. And again, remembering that because different zones across the country, but they talk in here, like I just opened this up to pond care and some of the things that you can do in a pond to keep it vital in the winter time. And look at this. I don't even remember ever reading this before, but it says if you float a football on the surface of a pond, it could stop it from icing over. It's like learning from other gardeners. This is what we're doing, right? And my husband and I were just talking about that because we're concerned about the birds and having water out there, and we're kind of in between pond situations, but our one pond closer to the house here keeps freezing over, and we really do want water for the birds. So that's this one. It's a cool little book. Nice. These are gifts. Nice gift items too. Even though you're probably pretty tired of gifts. I don't know. I love giving gifts all year long. And maybe trading them up. Go to the library if you so choose to do it that way. This one is called Vertical Gardening. Grow up, not out, for getting more vegetables and flowers in your garden. This is good for someone who you might have space that you don't have a lot of space, so it helps you figuring that out. What else do I have here? I really permaculture, practical permaculture, and I'm really in 2025. This is one of my big goals, is to really continue to learn more about permaculture. We're actually going to be able to go to a permaculture organic farm in Puerto Rico coming up here in March, which I am going to share with you guys, and I'm excited about that. So there's that book. We've got, this is a really old classic, The Herb Gardener, A Guide for All Seasons. I've had this for many, many, many years in my garden. I actually gave this to my husband for Christmas. He didn't think it was amusing. And gave it right back to me. Maybe that's why I gave it to him. It's Mini Farming Self-Sufficiency on a Quarter of an Acre. One of my big goals this year is we have an acre of land that we don't have much water coming to it, which is one of the reasons. Another book that I have here that I really am looking forward to in the year ahead is called Xeriscape Colorado. And it's a complete guide to xeriscape. So I am hoping with our other acre what we can do, because again, it's just, there's prairie grasses in here, all kinds of stuff. So I've got a lot of dreaming to do in this book. What else do I have here? Iwagara, The Kinship of Plants and People. Really a beautiful book, really talking about the Native American ethnobotanical traditions and science. I find that very intriguing. And then my good friend Linda Vodder, her two books always inspire. Her gardening journal. My friends, I have not been very good. And maybe Linda, if you are watching this, help me get this journal going. I got it last year and then I didn't do it because I've never been a very good garden journaler. I do it a lot in my head, and so I did get this with the aspiration of doing it because I have loved Linda's work so much, and of course her book, The Elegant and Edible Garden, can inspire you, no doubt about it. So that's really step one, getting the books, dreaming, looking at what do I want? What are the things that I did last year that maybe, and one of the beautiful things, I've shared this before, about going through your camera roll and going through your garden and seeing what was it that went well, what didn't go well. And I've got a lot of videos. I might not write it down, but I do have a lot of videos that I'm going to go back and look at, pictures that I've taken, etc. All right, so that's number one. Then decide on what it is that you want to grow and whether you want to draw out a plot plan or I don't know. Sometimes I just like to just say, okay, first of all, what is it do I want? And look at what I got here. I got me some seeds. And back in November, my good friends over at Botanical Interests, they had an amazing sale of buy one, get one free, basically is what it was. But they had them in packages of different types of seeds that they had done. And what I loved about it is that it gave me some seeds that I hadn't really anticipated, or some that I probably will give out as gifts. I love to give seeds as gifts as well. What a great gift to give people. But things like mint, I will not grow any more mint or sage. I have so much of it that just comes back year after year that I don't need to, but I can sure give it out as gifts. So some of that. But here is some of what I definitely will be planting. Here is some alyssum. I love alyssum, and I don't know about you, but I just think they are the most beautiful thing. They bloom in the spring. So, and that's the other thing, as you go through seeds, deciding what's going to come up when, so that you can play it out, so that you've got you can play through it all. And in the back of the pack of every seeds, this is where it helps planning, is that it tells you when to sow outside. This says for these 1 to 2 weeks before your average last frost date. Again, frost dates are going to change for everybody. Mine is usually around, yeah, mid-May. And when to start inside is 4 to 6 weeks. So if you're thinking about starting seeds inside, that's how you really need to plan it. These, and again, the more you play with things inside and outside, some are worth planting inside and some are not. I've got some marjoram. I always love having that in my garden. And I don't know if this is an annual or perennial, but it does not come back for me. And so I have to replant it every year. Yarrow. Now, when I first saw yarrow, I thought, no, not going to do it. But here's the thing. Now, this takes 8 to 10 weeks for it if you start it inside. I have a bed in my front. I have a lot of yarrow in the back. And as a matter of fact, yarrow can be very invasive. But I have a bed up front that the rabbits keep getting to that I'm thinking, yarrow up there. Nicotiana is another one that I love the smell of this, but this is unique. I've never seen, it's called Indian peace pipe. And so that's really cool. I'm excited about this. Straw flowers. I don't know if you love straw flowers, but look at this one. It's king size silvery rose. And it is recommended 6 to 8 weeks before your average last frost date. I normally direct sow these, but I don't know. This is what I need to determine now. What am I going to grow inside and what am I going to grow outside? One of the biggest things that I definitely spend most of my time growing inside, because you really have to, is tomatoes. Now, I don't have that many tomato seeds. One of these opened up and there's a little tiny baby seeds getting all over the place. Wow, these are so little. I can't even show you. I don't even know if you can see them on the camera. All right, so I got to be careful. Be careful with your seed packets. I had one thing of seeds here they are. They're right here. This tomato bush glacier. I've never tried that before, but I am going to try it. And we will talk about tomatoes when the time is right. I'm going to try not to get them done. So I did them a little too early this year and they were so big when I put them outside. But I'm telling you, we had hundreds of tomatoes and we had them right through November because I was able to bring them in and have them finish ripening in the windowsill. And God, what is getting all over the place? Ooh, something is. All right, I'll have to scoop those up when I'm done. All right, so tomatoes. Look at this, a black-eyed Susan, which I love, but this one is called Cherry Brandy. Love that. And with the black-eyed Susans I already have, I think it'll be really beautiful. There's celosia. Looks like little brains, doesn't it? This says 6 to 8 weeks on it if I'm going to start inside, but outside 2 weeks. Again, some of these are hit and miss. Basil, I will probably start. I have two kinds of basil that came in this grouping of seeds. One is purple Petra, and this is recommended 4 to 6 weeks inside, and so is the holy basil, which I always like to do. A little holy basil makes great tea, and so I will probably do both of these indoors for sure. Sunflowers, I always put outdoors. It just seems to be the best. I'm going to figure out which of my seed packets is bugging me. Okay, so I got these beautiful evening sunflowers. There is mustard. I always do, my seeds. Let me put it this way. I have always done my lettuce from direct sowing seeds, but I did at the end of the season, because I never got my seeds in so that I could have the fall crop. I never got them in, so I went into the local garden center and I got some that were probably this big, and it was really great. I mean, it happened. So I might do that, a mixture of that and seeds too, because it's a lot more economical to do it that way. Look at this gomphrena. I love these, and these make great dried flowers. This is called Lavender Lady, and again 6 to 8 weeks. So, we're looking at, and I have some travel coming up quite a bit this winter and early spring. So I've really got to time everything. That's why my calendar will help. I have some hyssop. Hyssop? Is that how you say it? This is called true hyssop. I love that as a herb. And now this said it's a perennial, but again, it's one of those I don't know if I can. Now the scabiosa, the pincushion flower, I loved the color of this one. It's called star flower. So I'm going to put this in one of the beds where I have some other ones. And it goes on and on. Okay. This one for sure I'm growing indoors because I am excited about it. I don't know about you. My daughter lives in Southern California, in San Diego, and she has all these eucalyptus trees outside of her door that just smell so good. So this is called Silver Drop Eucalyptus, and it says 10 to 12 weeks before your average last frost. So I'm going to definitely be putting these in. I'm going to grow these indoors and see what I can do with the eucalyptus because our season is just not long enough here to do that. Calendula, love me some calendula. I have a lot of it already out in the garden that I know will reseed because I let it just reseed from other plants. It is an annual, but this is called Oopsie Daisy. I love that. Oopsie Daisy. Okay. Cosmos. Look at the color yellow in this cosmos. It's called Xanthos. I'm going to guess at that. But I really love the color of that. I have a lot of cosmos that comes up. Again, it's one of those that reseeds so well, but mostly pinks and purples, no yellows. So I'm excited to get that in the mix. And the last two that I'll share with you here, because again, I got a whole bunch here, but these were the ones that really excited me the most. And like chamomile, I get to have so much chamomile that comes up in my garden. I don't need to replant it, but I sure am going to look forward to giving it the seeds to somebody so they can. Here is Cresspedia, which is the drumstick flower. I would love to do a bunch of these and dry them. They dry so well. And this needs 6 to 8 weeks if I sow it indoors. I don't know. And that's the other thing too, is to really do some research to see. And, no matter what some people say, some people find it works, some people find it doesn't, to direct sow, and they like to grow it. So it's really testing. I can't say that enough, and I say it all the time in my videos here. And the last one is the Cracker Jack blend of the African Violet, or the African Marigold, which I would not really not have these in my garden anymore. I just love the African Marigolds because they're so big. Does this say, it's hard for me to read the package here with it says it has 4-inch blooms. 4-inch blooms. That is big. But I had a whole bed of these last summer and they were just amazing. So there is that. And again, and then it's just getting your calendar out and just really going, okay, here's my life. Like for me in February, I have a really busy travel schedule, so that I will probably start when I get back from those travels in early March. I will probably start my seeding, but then we're going to Puerto Rico. So maybe I'll wait till April, but then I need 6 to 8 weeks, right? So it's just really planning it out, and so that you're not like going, oh no, it's already April and it's too late to get anything done indoors. So, but I will have, even when I'm gone, I will have somebody here as I scoop up all these seeds. I don't know. I think I might put them in a pot here in the house, see what happens, right? That's an idea, to see what comes out. Ooh, I love that idea. All right. That's what I wanted to share with you today. Dream, decide, and then plan it, and then put it on your calendar, and it will make a world of difference and get us through these cold winter months, right? We have cold winter months ahead of us, the rest of December into January, February. And when you're thinking warm thoughts, beautiful flowers, it helps it go by so much quicker. And I love, and I've shared this with you guys before, just going downstairs in the basement where I have my grow room and just hanging out in there, because it is just, I feel like it's my indoor garden. I have all my indoor plants and the plants that are in my sunroom that I've shared in previous videos, but nothing, my friends, nothing beats sitting in that grow room with those lights and all of that. It's just really pretty special. All right. So let me know in the comments, what is something you are determined to try this year that you've been really wanting to grow, and maybe to start your garden altogether. And please, whatever we can do here at the Grow You Girl channel to help you along your way, let us know. And let us know what would be like, if I could grow this in my garden, I would be so happy. Let us know what it is in the comments. And we will see you next week when we start to share some of the projects that we got finished over the fall, but it was so busy with everything else that we decided to wait till January to show. And some of them are pretty, have been really amazing, including a cool shed that Ed built for some of his projects. And we had some trash. For years, I have wanted to put up a fence around our trash cans so you can't see them from the street, real world problems, I guess. But so we're going to share that with you. And there's just many things coming up in the year ahead. And I am so excited. And one of my biggest things is I want to grow this channel. And with your help, let your friends know about the channel, because the more that we can grow together, the more I can grow this channel and get that word out there. So my friend, let's grow together, and I will see you next week. I wanted to let you know really quick before I fully let you go that I actually planted those seeds, whatever they are. Oh, the poor fairy has fallen over. I like having fairies around in my pots, but I'm down here in the grow room. I've put those seeds, whatever they might be. I think they're the psyllium, but psyllium? Is that right? Yeah, I always question myself with the name of some things, but yeah. And there's look at my snapdragons that I brought inside. I couldn't bear to say goodbye to them. I love this color so much. And I've got some plants down here just because I am condensing a few up in the sunroom right now for a Christmas party that we're having tomorrow. All right, so that's it for now. Talk to you next week. Thanks for growing with us, and we will see you next time. And in the meantime, be sure to like, comment, let us know what really resonated for you in this video. And then, of course, be sure to subscribe at no cost to you and be updated when we have new videos up to play.